Are Russell Westbrook's days in OKC over? The Thunder just traded Paul George, and Russ is coming off his third consecutive season of losing in the first round of the playoffs. Now we get this news. Woj reporting Russ, quote, welcomes the idea of the Thunder trading him and has expressed interest in going to Miami, where he would join Jimmy Butler. Some might say that's a tough fit. Shannon, what do you think? How would Russ fit in Miami?
Terrible fit. Skip. First of all, you got two ball dominant, two ISO players, two headstrong players on the same team.
I mean, Jimmy's not as ball dominant as Russ is, but go ahead.
But Skip, he left Philly to be the guy.
He did.
He could have stayed in Philly and had a better situation and got max dollars. Playing with Joel Embiid, playing with Ben Simmons. He could have stayed there.
And to your last point, he was the one guy who said, I'm going solo, man.
Going solo. Yeah. And, Skip, in crunch time, who was their closer? They gave the ball to Jimmy Butler.
They did.
And they either went pick and roll with him and Joel Embiid, or they let him go ISO one-on-one.
They did.
And he said, no, I'm going to forego that. I'm going to Miami, where I got no chance of winning a title. But I'm going to be the guy. And you put he and Russ together, who Jen mentioned in the last 3 years, he hadn't got out the first round. But he did average a triple-double, Jen. You know, the triple-doubles,
right
that's a great deodorant, Skip. They mask everything.
0 for 3 with 3 triple-doubles.
Yeah, but see, that's what we talking about. See, we ain't going to talk about the other. We ain't going to talk about he went out the first round the last 3 years, but he averaged a triple-double. We didn't think that could ever be done again.
Nope.
Skip, if you take on Jimmy the next 4 years, $312 million between Jimmy Butler and Russell Westbrook to go where? To do what? Now, maybe you needed to sell tickets. D. Wade is retiring. Sure. Skip, in Miami, Skip, it's hard to hold people's attention in Miami. You know, they got so much going on. They got them clubs. You know, your boy be down there a couple times popping them bottles. They got the beaches. They got all the Art Deco. How you going to get people to come there if you lose it? I mean, first of all, they had a hard time getting people to come when they were winning to go to the finals every single year.
You weren't popping bottles that night before that Super Bowl, were you?
No.
I remember you could barely go in that Super Bowl.
No.
Well,
you know,
you having a rough morning? I don't know.
What happened is that Eugene Robinson. Yeah, he called me and I told him I wasn't going to be able to make it. Yeah, because I knew something bad was about to happen. I ain't want no parts of that, Skip.
Okay.
Skip, this would be a terrible fit. You know it. The only worst fit that I can envision Russ playing alongside is James Harden. That would be a worse fit than this. This makes no sense. Now, I get why OKC would want to do it because, look, they're in total rebuild mode. But you and I talked about this yesterday. We knew this was going to happen because Russ said, you know what? When James Harden wanted to leave, I stayed. When KD walked out the door and you got nothing for him, I stayed. I showed you loyalty. And lo and behold, the way you repay me is that you put me in a trade. You got to move me because I don't trust you, Sam. I got to bounce. Good luck. I'm sorry, Skip. The only basketball team and y'all was winning. Y'all not about to win for a long time now.
You know what's funny about what you just said? Just thinking about James Harden and Russ.
Yeah.
I believe Jimmy Butler and Russ would be an even worse fit than James and Russ, only because James has a softer side to him than Jimmy. Jimmy is hard-headed, and Russ is the hardest-headed. And at least Harden would try with Russ because, remember,
you get a lot of this, a lot of butt.
Like that's what you get in Miami right out of the box. But at least James would say, well, okay, I'll work with you. I'll try. And remember, they do know each other. Yeah. They're both L.A. kids, L.A. area kids, and they came up together in the Thunder system, right? So at least you have some background together.
Winning MVPs changes how you feel yourself.
I got that. I'm just saying James would try for a while to figure out a way to coexist with Russ. It wouldn't work.
Okay.
But he would try. Jimmy would not try. In fact, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes right now in Miami, but I just have this notion that Jimmy Butler might have picked up his phone yesterday and called Pat Riley and said, if you bring him in, I'm out. I demand a trade, right? Because we saw Kevin Durant said, nope, I can't do this. And then we just saw Paul George finally say, I tried for a year and I can't do this. And I think Jimmy would say, I don't even want to try for a year. I'm out. I came here to go solo. And he's a Dwayne Wade guy. He's a protege. And he wanted to replace Dwayne in Miami. And he wanted to be, as you say, the guy. And all of a sudden, the guy has to share with it was last year's second highest usage rate in basketball because Russ is the guy. He just is. And because he is the point guard, he gets to make every decision as he dribbles the ball up the court.
Okay.
And that would drive Jimmy Butler even crazier because, as you say, he's an ISO wing player. He's like a poor man's Kevin Durant. And again, I'm not disrespecting. I have a lot of respect for Jimmy Butler, but he can do some of the things Kevin can do, but he's an ISO player.
Yeah.
He needs you just to say, it's your turn. It's your turn. You go now.
Right.
And you know, Russ says, no, it's my turn. I'm going to run through that brick wall, right? Watch this. I'm going to lower my head and run right through the brick wall, and I'm going to dunk it or get to the free throw line.
Right.
But now, if I go big picture, Pat Riley, and I've known him for a long, long time, back to his days as the Lakers coach here, would I do this? I would jump through 10 hoops to do this deal because since your man LeBron, I'm coming home, they have not even been relevant in the Eastern Conference. And remember, the Eastern Conference just got even less.
Yeah.
It took a hit because obviously number 2 is now in the West. And all of a sudden I look at Philly. Are they as good as they were last year? No. They lost Jimmy Butler and J.J. Redick, right? They're good. We think they're the favorite, but are they as good as last year? No.
I don't believe so.
Okay. Milwaukee lost Malcolm Brogdon. Are they quite as good as they were last year? Close, but maybe not quite. Right. Boston's like a shell of itself from last year, right? Okay, so the East is wide open. So Pat Riley's saying, give me marquee, give me star power.
Right.
If I can pair up these two guys, I don't care if it works or not. I'm back in business.
And plus, Skip, they have to sell. Miami, what really hurt Miami, Skip, if you remember, when they traded for Dragic, and the next day the blood clots were discovered in Chris Bosh. And then they started giving these guys bad contracts, 4-year deals. Chris Bosh really hurt them because they gave him that to keep him. And then he had the blood clots, and he really never played again. But he got $28 million on your payroll. And then you started shelling out. You gave Tyler Johnson $50 million.
Yep.
You gave Hassan Whiteside $90 million. That's why D. Wade left. He's like, wait a minute.
Yep.
You gave a guy that you discovered at the YMCA $92 million, and you told me I took less to get LeBron. I took less because you wanted KD. I'm not taking less for Hassan Whiteside. He dipped. That's why. And so Pat Riley's done a terrible job. He's given some bad contracts to some average guys, and it's come back to bite him.
He got out from under the Hassan.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But you got out from under that, and then here come the rain. You gave your umbrella away, Skip, and now here come the deluge on you. You got 4 years, $170 million from Russ. What you gonna do with that? You got 4 years, 142 with Jimmy Butler.
Okay, but at least you'd be marquee relevant next year, just next year. But you would be trading for an aging superstar who is high collision, high contact, who was coming off his 5th knee surgery. I'm talking about Russell, just before last year, and who proceeded last year to shoot a league worst 29% from the three-point line.
Right.
And from the free throw line, he shot 66%. Isn't that LeBron territory?
No, stop.
Well, it is.
No,
it's
LeBron shot better. He's at 67.
67, okay. Well, he was even a tick below LeBron at the free throw line. You're going to trade for that? Because it's only going to get worse with Russ.
You made a very interesting point, Skip Bayless. Both of these guys got what? A lot of wear on those tires.
Yep.
Check back with me in a couple of years and see if you still like these contracts.
Okay.
Russ, $50 million in the $47 million, $50 million in the last year of the contract with a player option. You like that? For a guy that's, like you said, 3 knee surgeries, wear and tear. He's played the way he plays. Jimmy, the way he plays, all that mileage that in Chicago, in Minnesota, that Coach Tibbs put on that body.
That's true. Yep. And now Sam Presti in Oklahoma City is forced to basically say, here, I'll just give me anything back to make it work. Right. But I don't care what I get back because I am starting over.
Because the hard cap, you got to match dollar for dollar now.
Okay.
So basically, you got to give up Dragic, who has 1 year left on his contract. James Johnson and Kelly Olynyk. Both of those have player options. But you only have those guys for 1 more year, Skip. Even after this year, you got 3 more years with Russ and Jimmy.
Do I like Justice Winslow? Yeah, I like him. He's pretty good. Adebayo, is he?
No. Bam. Bam is untouchable.
Okay.
I'm not getting rid of Bam.
Okay.
Everybody else.
Well, you may have to.
No, I'm not getting rid of Bam.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, because at some point, I can't even make the math work how Miami's going to be able to field a team with those 2 guys under their cap.
Exactly.
Like, are you going to play like 3-on-5, 4-on-5? I don't know.
Hey, Stacks, get ready. They're about to call you.
Really?
They're about to go lower the minimum.
Really?
Yeah. Skip, you got 3 guys that's making $312 million over the next 4 years. How you feel the team?
Okay. So, by the way, we got a perk bomb because our man Kendrick Perkins, it was quoted yesterday in the Miami Herald, I believe this was, and he said, I talked to Russ, and I think I see him in a Miami Heat jersey. So, obviously, Russ is thinking this is happening. Yeah,
but
right?
He can't stay because he doesn't trust Sam Presti. Remember when it came, we reported that Kyrie got...
That's funny you said that because Sam Presti was his biggest fan and chose him over Kevin Durant.
And Russ said, okay, when KD walked out the door, what would have happened, Skip? When KD walked out the door, Russ says, nah, I ain't signing no extension. So you lost James Harden 2 years before. You lose KD, and then a year later, Russ walks out the door. Can you imagine? He would have crippled OKC. And the only reason people showed up, Skip, was because of Russ, the triple-double watch. And then he did it again, and then they traded for Paul George. He would have crippled that franchise. And he says, I'm your guy. And this is what you do me. You was going to include me in a trade to get me up out of here when I stayed.
Yep.
You have to. There's no way he was going to stay.
You know what Presti should have done? He should have traded Russell 2 years ago when he had high value.
Or you could go to him and say, Russ, look, we're not going anywhere. We're pressed to we're over the cap. We're in the luxury tax. And you see these teams are gearing up.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to compete. What if you think we're going to go rebuild? You go talk to him. I think you gave him, he's your guy. You go talk to him and you explain it to him. You can't let him find out, like a lot of other people, that he was included in the trade because those guys, Skip, he going to buck.
Yep.
So he got to go now. Well, OKC, what they going to do? Y'all ain't got no pro sports now. It's going to be over.
It's over. We got the University of Oklahoma football. I think that qualifies. We're going to have the Heisman Trophy winner for a 3rd straight year.
No,
I think that qualifies. I think we're good to go.
When last time y'all won national title?
National title?
Yeah.
Well, we're in the playoffs every year.
And catching L's left and right.
We've caught some L's. We've had injuries. Yeah.
They don't do injuries.
Hollywood Brown got hurt last year. We would have beaten Alabama. Simple as that.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, I do.
College football season just right around the corner. Shannon, I got to say, I would take Club Shay Shay over South.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That thing be popping.
Absolutely.
Have you been there?
I haven't, but I've heard so many amazing stories. I'm so intrigued.
Bottle service is off the chain.
I've heard it doesn't exist.
It does exist.
Over.
I keep that 42 on ice.
Do you?
All right, guys.
Yeah, the old Jackie Robinson.